picture this. Grandma calls and says she wants to take the kids for Sundays because, quote, they belong with their grandparents. And suddenly the whole house is tense. The TV room is rearranged, game day snacks are in question, and everyone's asking whether a court order could actually change who gets Sunday football. The worry in that little moment is about more than living arrangements. It's about the rituals that feel like home. Welcome to Danni's Den. Today we're diving into what that kind of ask means for your family and how to protect what matters. The kids, the routines, and yes, the game day traditions. Let's chat. I want to start with a tiny story. I worked with a family where the grandparents were the ones who taught the kids the pre-game playlist. Losing that Sunday ritual felt to the kids like losing a person. That's why routines matter so much. They're predictable anchors when everything else feels uncertain. Over the next 10 minutes, I'll give you plain language legal basics, realistic lines to use when conversations get tense, a short evidence checklist if things move toward the courthouse, and practical ways to keep family traditions intact even if schedules change. No legal promises, just tools you can use today. Let's walk through what the law usually looks like. Not every grandparent can automatically get visitation or custody just by asking. The specifics change state by state, but a common thread is this. Courts will step in when parental care is missing or when denying contact would harm the child. That means grandparents often have the right to petition, but success depends on the facts and the judge's view of the child's best interest. Here's the reality. Judges don't like to upend a stable parent-child relationship unless there's a strong reason. If a child is safe and well cared for, parental decisions usually carry a lot of weight. At the same time, if a grandparent has been deeply involved, maybe caring for the child regularly or stepping in during crisis, courts will take that relationship seriously. What do judges actually look at? They focus on practical things, the child's age and special needs, the emotional bond with the grandparent, how much stability each arrangement offers, parental fitness, and whether changing visitation would disrupt school or therapy. Put another way, will more time with grandma make the child's life better or just more complicated? Let me clear up a few myths that push families into bad decisions. Myth 1, grandparents always win because they're family. Not true. Myth 2, filing is the fastest way to get time. Often it just escalates conflict and costs money. Myth 3, whoever files first wins. Also not true. Those beliefs make people rush to court instead of trying solutions that protect kids and relationships. Emotionally, this stuff is messy. Parents feel cornered, grandparents feel rejected, and kids end up anxious about loyalties. I see two common traps. 1, using legal threats to score points, and 2, avoiding the hard conversation until it explodes. Both of those hurt kids more than a tough, honest chat will. If you're a grandparent who really wants more time, start small. Try, I miss them, and I'd love to find a way to spend more Sundays together. Can we figure out what would work for your family? That invites collaboration instead of triggering defenses. And if you're a parent who needs to set boundaries, try saying, I hear you and I know how much you love them. Right now, our routine matters for the kids' stability. Let's look at specific weekends that won't disrupt school or childcare. Concrete offers calm things down. If filing becomes the only option, do this first. Collect a short evidence packet. Make a clear timeline of interactions. Save a few photos that show caregiving. Keep a calendar of school and therapy commitments. List 2 or 3 witnesses who can speak to the relationship, and save any written messages about scheduling. Brief, factual, and chronological beats long emotional letters every time. Look, before you file, consider low-cost options. Mediation, a single consult with a family lawyer, community legal clinics, or a facilitated family meeting with a neutral relative. Mediation especially can preserve relationships because it's built for negotiating schedules, not adjudicating blame. Now, the part I love, keeping traditions alive. A one-page game day passport that lists routines, channels, snacks, and bedtime rules can make a weekend at Grandma's feel like home. Share the playlist the kids love so that the same pregame song plays whether they're at mom's or at grandma's. That little sameness matters for kids' comfort. And yes, schedule the pregame dance if it helps. A concrete idea. Build a shared calendar where grandparents can sign up for specific Sundays. Maybe the second Sunday of each month is grandma's, and she brings the special snacks. Consistency, not control, is what helps children adapt. Talking to kids matters too. For younger kids, keep it simple. Sometimes families try different ways of spending time together. We love you, and we'll tell you who's picking you up. For older kids, be honest about changes and invite their feelings, but don't put them in the middle. Reassure them the adults are figuring this out for their sake. Before we finish, here are 3 quick takeaways you can use today. Ask with empathy, document simply, and try mediation before filing. If you're a grandparent, lead with, "How can I help?" instead of, "I deserve this." If you're a parent, prioritize continuity and explain what routines you need to protect the child. If this episode landed for you, please subscribe to Danni's Den. I release practical conversations about law, love, parenting, sports, and pop culture every week. If you want resources, mediation referrals, or a brief consult, send a direct message through the show page and let me know you heard this episode. Let's keep these conversations practical and focused on the kids. Let's chat. Thanks for listening to Danni's Den. If you have a specific legal issue you're exploring, send a direct message to request a short consultation or drop a comment below. Take care, protect the routines that matter, and I'll see you next time.